everybody. Welcome back. Today I have Jill Jenson here. Jill is a Subto community member. She's an infinite banking agent. Ooh, she's a private money lender, and she's also a real estate investor focusing on mobile home parks. Welcome, Jill.
Hi, I am so excited to be here. You and I always
Yeah.
have a good time, and now we're going live.
Yeah. Thank you for being on my show. Thank
Yes.
you so much. So, let's start with how did you discover Sub 2? What brought you to Sub 2?
I like to
Yeah.
refer to throwing spaghetti on the wall. I was just
Oh.
trying to figure out real estate, and it was like, I know people make money in real estate. So, how am I going to do this? And so I just started looking online and researching, and I even was sneaking into the local university because they had a really good entrepreneur class and they were teaching like real estate investing. And so I was like, just put on my backpack going into this university, trying to connect with like the teachers.
It
And
worked?
it did. It did. I met some good connections. And then I came across Pace Morby on YouTube, and it was like, oh, that's what's going to stick. I figured it out. And so I knew if I did what he does, I can have similar results. And so I joined in the end of 2022.
Gotcha. So, where did you find him? Where did you first see him? Was it on Facebook? Was it on Instagram, YouTube, Bigger
He had
Pocket?
a short thing on Instagram that led me to his YouTube channel. And then it was kind of like I just binge watched Pace Morby for 2 days, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to do his program. I knew right away that that's what I wanted to do.
I think that's what everybody says. They go down a rabbit hole with them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you feel about the future of Sub 2 and your role in this process?
I think the biggest thing with Sub 2 is the connections. And from where I started 1 year ago to where I am now, I have made some of my closest friends and my business partners. And I think that's what I'm going to be able to contribute is once I find more people to connect with, just teaching them how I'm lending my money and how I'm structuring my deals. And it really comes down to making more friends because no one makes money alone.
That's true. Your network is your net worth, right?
Oh, yep.
Okay. So, what are your passions and areas of focus inside Sub 2? I mean, we know you tell us, I guess, a little bit about each one. Like you have infinite banking, private money lender, and you like
Okay.
mobile home parks.
Everybody has what we call the shiny object syndrome. And I think it's important because you figure out what you don't want to do. And so, Cliff Notes version of where I came from with what I did business wise before real estate was I did door to door sales. And so I sold over 1,000 pest control accounts on people's doorsteps all over the country. And
Oh,
then
wow.
I started recruiting teams. And so we had teams around the country. And then my former husband and I started our own pest control company. So hundreds of sales reps, call center, technicians, managers. And so I know how to train people really well. And I was on a Zoom with Pace. We did a private money lending Zoom, and he caught wind that I created an entire company around door knocking, selling door to door. And so that was kind of my first path. He was like, you can come in and you can do Zooms. Let's start a program. We can do door to door. And there was one day that I was like, I never want to knock a door another day in my life. That is not the path. There's got to be a better way. So then I started doing I'm going to do like a CRM and have VAs and do wholesaling. And it's interesting because after talking to enough people, I asked them, like, okay, what are your goals? And most of them just want their money making them money. So being a private money lender. And
Mm.
I had been bought out of the pest control company that I was in. And so I was like, I have money. I'm just going to go be a lender. And do you want to know something crazy? I have only called one seller ever, and it was my first nightly dial the first week I joined Subto.
Oh, wow.
One.
Wow. Did you have a lot of practice or no?
No, it was the first week I'd been in Subto. I was on nightly dial, and I'm like, we're calling people? I'll take a whack at it.
What did you think nightly dial meant?
Anyway,
Let me tell you what, every time I go in nightly dial, I have so much fun in there. It is always good times.
it's always entertaining when people just hang up the
Very.
phone when they don't know what to do.
There's like 4 hosts, and first they start cracking on each other.
Yeah. And I'm like, are we going to get to the point? Just kidding.
Oh my God, I love it. That's why it's at night. By the time you get, later in the day, it's like you're ready for entertainment. You know what I mean? You're not so work focused.
That's in the nighttime. Oh.
Well, it's at night for me. I'm on the East Coast, so I'm like 3 hours behind most of you guys. Like
Yeah,
I'm 2 hours behind you.
it's true. This is true.
2, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
2.
because I'm in Utah.
Yeah.
So then I decided I was going to, instead of learn from poor people that needed my money as a private money lender, I just wanted to find the person who's best at what they do that is lending their own money and then partner with them.
Okay, so you could like shadow them or whatever and like learn the process.
Yeah.
Very smart young lady. Very smart.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
If there are people in Subto watching this, if you go to the Zoom vault and you type in my name, Jill Jenson, you'll see a full Zoom on how to properly private money lend and structure your deals so that you don't lose your money.
Nice. Yes. And Gracious Pace spends all kinds of money on a lawyer and lawyers to make all these make the proper paperwork for us. Yeah. To make sure that all parties are protected.
So my key thing is loan to own. Don't lend your money if you're not willing to own whatever happens if the deal goes south. I personally
okay. To not own the property, but to own your mistake if the deal goes south, right?
Well, the property, let's say you're in first position on a fix and flip. If the deal flops, are you willing to go finish the property in Florida? If they run out of money and they're like, here's the house, can you take that on?
Gotcha. That is such a golden nugget. Write that down, guys. Write that down.
This is number 2. That's the first one. I live by the book Who Not How. I find all the people that are good at what they do and I just delegate. I don't want to learn how to underwrite. I don't want to know how to comp, negotiate. I just find the people who are really good at that. And the reason why I'm okay not learning those skills is for this second reason. And it's we over collateralize on any project we do. So
gotcha.
If they lose, I actually just win bigger because the 2 properties that I basically hold hostage, I just acquire if they're too late on their payments. Then I'm like, you're fix and flip. I'll just sell it as is. And then I'll go acquire these 2 properties.
Wow. That's another golden nugget, guys. Write that one down. Number 1 and number 2. Let's go over what was number 1 again?
Loan to own.
Loan to own. So do not loan any money on anything that you wouldn't mind owning should you have to. That's
Yes.
number one. Number two, over collateralize, right?
Yes.
So you don't just want to get the person's property if you need to recoup your losses. You also want them to sign away their firstborn. Well, no, maybe not.
Yeah, kind of.
The house plus a Rolex. No, I don't know.
So, and that kind of leads into my next thought, and that is I invest in the person, not the deal.
Oh, write that one down.
So if this person
Invest.
isn't really good at what they do, I own mobile home parks. And so it's like the person that I do deals with, that's the only thing he does.
Mm. So who came first, the lender or the investor?
How do you mean?
Well, what I mean, you're the investor. I mean, you're the lender,
Yes.
right? And this guy's specialty is mobile home parks. Did you guys both start together at the same time, or was one of you in it already and then you found each other?
He was years down the road, very experienced in his platform or his niche.
And is he a Subto community member as well?
He's not, but I was introduced to him
Oh,
through someone in Subto
nice. How come he hasn't joined?
because he has a large enough following that and success in his mobile home parks that
Oh, okay.
I could convince him, but let's just say he's making plenty of money without it. He
I'm
is in
telling you what.
the free Facebook group.
Okay.
So he follows Pace. He knows Sub2 and seller finance and those type of things.
I'm telling you what, though. I mean, like, even if I had a well-oiled machine running in the background, I can't stand missing Pace's Zooms. Like, if I have to miss his Zooms, I feel like I'm lost in space or something. It's like, I mean, I like when I first joined in April of 23, not that long ago.
Yeah.
I can just see how he just grows and expands his mindset and the business and the community at a like exponential rate. I think when I first discovered him, pretty much, unless I was missing something, I wasn't really on Instagram, but on YouTube, there were just basically student Zooms and then maybe a podcast or two that he was doing. But
Yeah.
things have just like expanded so much. And I mean, I almost feel like I'm a spiritual person following Buddha or something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's some people that binge watch Netflix and we just binge watch Pace Morby.
Right. I mean,
in the
there's so
Zoom
many
ball.
gold nuggets on everything, not just real estate. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
he's so interesting to watch. It's just like, wow.
Do you want to know something funny?
Yeah.
So I have a close relationship with Pace that's developed over the year. And I have this thought of get your face in front of Pace. So I'm always on his weekly Zooms. I might not make it to very many others, but whenever he's on, and then I type in the side chat with a bunch of emojis right when I know he's going to read them.
So you have him ready in the comments and then you hit enter when you know he's going to look up at the screen.
And I have a goal of him saying my name on any Zoom I get on, and I get pretty close. I'm like, he's got to
Yeah,
read
because he's
one
really
comment.
good at engaging everybody.
I
mean,
know.
he expects that chat to be lit up.
Yeah. So I
I try to wait until the end. If he asks the question or type yes in the chat or something, I'm like, all right, well, let me let these 500 people get their yeses in first. It's good times. Totally. Okay. So do you have any advice for someone starting out in the Subto community?
Make more friends. That's kind of the go-to thing. And taking action. I know it sounds silly when we're like, oh, just take action. And it's a little bit every single day that really adds up, working on your business. And now that my business has grown a lot, I have to, people talk about how do you balance? Because I'm a single mom and an entrepreneur, and there's a lot of moving parts. And I have two different businesses, one that's infinite banking and an insurance company, but also I raise capital for a fund that is for, I just help people make large returns on multifamily and specifically mobile home
Oh.
parks.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say, so it's not just mobile home parks, it's
No.
also you're in the multi-family thing.
So that's what the multifamily is the mobile home park space.
And so this fund is for accredited investors?
Correct. I have two sources. I have one that's for accredited, and that's for the mobile home parks. And then if you have money that you just need someone to lend, I have one other partner for that. So if you're not accredited, I still have a partner that I work with to lend your money with.
So do you have to be a gator for that, or
No.
is it ju
Just
Oh.
anyone, you don't even have to be in sub 2, you don't have to be in real estate. This is the person that I work with where I don't wanna learn all the ins and outs, I just want my money making me money so that I can focus on what I'm good at.
I have an idea for someone, we'll talk after the show.
Okay, perfect. And
Okay.
so, since I have all these different categories in my life, I have structured my week very strategically, and so I'm on the phone Tuesdays and Fridays, that's like all my meetings. Those are like my money producing days. That's when I'm closing deals. That's when I'm connecting. That's when I'm raising capital, um, getting people their insurance policies. And then Monday, Wednesday, I work on my business. So I'm on your live here or working on our social media accounts. I'm reading books and learning how to do whatever it is that needs to be worked on my business. So I don't have like random phone calls throughout every day of the week. I get 2 days for that. And then
Gotcha.
Thursday's like my day off, take the kids to get their braces on, you know, class parties, single mom, grocery store.
I need to have, like, someone on who is really good at helping people with ADHD focus because it's like the time block and everything's a great concept, but executing it with that disability is a whole nother story.
That's when I just say, good luck.
Right. Shiny object syndrome is the mojo or whatever for ADHD.
Yeah.
But, for those in the audience who aren't quite sure what it means to be accredited, can you explain for them what that
Yeah.
means?
Accredited means you need to make $200,000 a year or $300,000 as a household. And
Is
your net
that
worth,
net or gross?
well, and you have to have on top of that, like $1
Reserves?
million, like worth $1 million minus your residency.
Oh, okay, and assets, in other words.
Yeah. So if you're netting over those different numbers and your net worth is over 1 million minus your personal
Mhm,
residency, then that's accredited. On the
okay.
other side, if you have over 50K, most of my other deals are if you have over 100K. But if you have 50K, um,
Cash flow or
or
assets?
above, well, I'm just saying to lend. Two sides.
Oh,
This
oh,
is
okay.
accredited, and if you want to be a lender but you're not accredited, if you have over 50K, that's usually or above. Those deals are shorter, so usually 6 months or less, and quicker turnaround time. So they have their pros and cons. The people that are in the fund, they are in there for 3 to 5 years, making larger cash flow, but they're maybe a doctor or a teacher, something that they're doing their daytime job. Where people that have quite a bit of money, but they want the faster turnarounds are people that are like in sub 2 and they're not accredited. Then I have a process that I go through, and I do deals with people because I will never refer someone that I haven't done business personally with.
Ooh.
And
Write
like
that down,
after I
guys.
got my returns, you always ask other people who've done deals with them, have
Yeah.
other people overlook the deal, and you would rather pass on 100 deals before doing one if you don't feel confident.
Do you know when or if Pace is still going to implement that? It's kind of like having a blue check mark for lenders, right? Kind of, you know, how you for authenticity. Do you remember him talking about that?
I don't remember, but I will ask him about it.
Well, the blue check mark is like an analogy. You know how you get a blue check mark on Twitter or on
Yeah.
Instagram? That means you're authentic. You
Yeah.
are who you say you are. So it was. Do you know the program that I'm referring to?
No, but you're going to teach me.
Yeah. So he was talking about getting together. I think I even heard him talk about it on
I'm going to write it down.
Instagram or whatever. Maybe
I know there's that company that like that you can pay and they check to make sure you're.
Yeah, kind of like that. Exactly.
Remember who that is? Because I'm like, that's one thing I want to do because I know I
Yeah,
can.
somebody is in sub 2 that works for a company like that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what it was, that company.
Maybe that's what it is because it's like shows that you're accredited as a lender or a borrower.
Mhm. Yeah. Kind of like a credit system for
Yeah, and you call. It's like it's a program kind of thing, that a service that you pay for.
instead of the BBB, it's like the BBL.
Something like
Better
that.
Business Lenders.
We could start our own.
Right. All right. Are you a visionary or an integrator?
Oh,
Well, I know. No.
yeah.
Go
Can you
ahead.
tell me?
Actually, I want to say visionary. You're very outgoing and like, in charge. You're definitely the boss lady for sure. But the kind of things that you like, I'm going to go with visionary. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
kind of things that you like are very like integrator type, but you do like to delegate.
That's a
So,
visionary.
yeah.
I find the right integrator. So the infinite banking company that I work with, it took me 4 months to find the right person. And I literally a few days ago was like, I'm just like getting stuck. And you just keep going. You keep looking, you keep manifesting.
So how
And
do you know? Do you have a process for vetting them or?
okay. So when I did door-to-door sales, I became the top girl sales rep for this company. And it was because I found the person that is best at what they do. And I said, what do you say? What do you do? How do you dress? What's the tone of your voice? What state do I move to? How do I pick a neighborhood? How do I knock a door? How many hours? Anything I could think of. And I said, if I can do the same thing, I'll have similar results. When I found Pace, the same system. When it came to private money lending, same system. Ask all the questions. Tell me all of your lessons you've learned, which are failures. Tell me everything you failed at.
Did you ever win a golden ticket? Because that's exactly what that is.
For the in February?
No, I mean he's done that golden ticket thing since Sub 2 started.
Oh,
I think that's even how he started before he really formed the official Sub 2 community. Is he was having people go follow him around. He has people offering to pay him like insane amounts of money just to follow him around for the day.
He calls me to come hang out with him.
Yeah, that's what the golden ticket is. Yeah, he loves our community. He totally would
when he
do
comes
that
to
without that.
Utah, he hits me up.
But with the golden ticket, he'll like it's more business than fun, if that makes sense.
Do you want me to tell you how I got a golden ticket? You know Abraham Gray?
Uh-huh.
In a community.
Well, I know who he is.
He always is like, there's always ways to be creative. And I knew the weekend of the golden tickets in February. And the airport that's like 8 miles from my house. This is so random. We're getting way off topic, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's on Tuesdays. You can go and get crazy cheap flights to Arizona. There's this 2-hour window. So I was like,
Oh,
oh my
why
gosh,
Arizona?
what?
Why Arizona?
They have selective spots because it's only 1-hour flight from my house. And I was
Oh, I
like,
gotcha.
if I leave for the airport right now, I can go get a cheap ticket to fly to Arizona the weekend of the golden ticket. I didn't have a ticket at the moment, but I knew I would find one. So I booked my flight. It was $35 to get to Arizona. And I was like, I don't have a ticket, but I know that I'm going somehow.
Okay, so you did go then.
No, it's in a couple weeks.
Oh, this February.
Yes. This
Oh, okay. I thought you
February.
meant the last
And
February.
so
Okay.
yesterday when he was like doing that thing in the side chat where he's like, hey, if you make 25 friends, I'll draw people for the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was like collecting numbers, someone reached out to me and they're like, I have an extra ticket.
See, friends.
See?
We have friends in high places here, unlike the song.
So you manifest it, you book your ticket, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. And, nobody appreciates creativity like Pace Morby.
mm-mm. So
Yeah.
gotta get creative.
Yes. Get creative. That's the name of his podcast, isn't it?
Oh, so as a
Yeah.
visionary, I just find the people that are really good at what they do. So with infinite banking, it was like, okay, I found the team that can support the amount of leads I have because I have a lot of leads for their
Mm.
their life insurance policies and agents that want to work with a good company. And I'm like, I finally found someone that I'm like, okay, I can confidently send all my leads to them and be able to work with them. They're also in Subto. And so, yeah,
Okay.
we can.
What lead gen source do you usually use, or are you for your team? Or are you not doing the real estate, you're just doing the lending, or is it the infinite banking that you do lead generation for?
I'm doing it with both. And I found both of the companies that I work with already have those systems in place. And so
Oh,
they're just going to be
nice.
like, we just need to take your name. We're going to attach it to your own link.
Nice.
So I didn't have to figure it out. I found the
Oh,
people who already have.
wow. Sorry. I forgot to put this on vibrate. There's always something I forget. You can never check all
I
the
know.
boxes.
It's fine. That's what happens when you're live. You can't change it.
Right. Okay. So, tell me more about how you work and what you are looking for in your business.
Okay. We kind of touched base on what it is. And it's the accredited investors. And something Vina Jetty taught me was every person is an investor or they are a
Mm.
sell. They might not be the investor, but they know someone that is.
Ooh.
So even if it's someone that's like, oh, you're not selling your house, who do you know that's selling your house? Oh, you're not an accredited investor. Who do you know in your circle of influence or in Subto that is? And I asked that one question yesterday and I got 2 leads from someone who didn't qualify for what I needed, but he said, I know 2 people who are. And
Mm.
he qualifies for the other type of lending that's not accredited. And so if you're not accredited, then who do you know that would want to invest in mobile home parks?
Okay. How about your role as a connector? I saw that you are on I watched one of your other guest appearances on a podcast.
Yes, that's
And
like, I consider myself a professional connector. People are like, what do you do? I'm like, I just connect people. And so I find the missing links in my business or in someone else's. And I ask two questions. What do you need and what do you have? I'm very strategic with my phone calls. I have kind of an agenda. I love chit-chatting. But I also want to make sure by the end of the call, everybody has an action step on how they're going to make their business better. And it might be me sending them to someone I know. I'm like, okay, this is what you have and this is what you need. I don't have what you need, but I know someone that does. So that's kind of how I connect with people, whether they work inside my business or I know someone. After talking to enough people, I can usually find someone to help solve one of your problems.
Right. I love it. I love it. Okay. So, where can people get a hold of you if they would like to do business with you?
We can put the links down below, but on Instagram, I'm the Jill Jenson, and Facebook, it says down below, jill.s.jensen, and on YouTube. So I will put things in the link below.
I figured out why I had a hard time finding you at first.
Why is that?
Because I was spelling your name S-O-N.
Oh, you're like, where are you?
So, guys, make sure you're spelling her name correctly. Jill Jenson, S-E-N.
And yes, I can put, if you reach out to me on one of those platforms, then I can send you a link and we can set up a time, or to like one of my affiliate links to the other programs that I work with. So,
yes, I love it. Okay. So, thank you so much for coming on my show.
yes.
And hang back a little bit. I want to talk to you a little bit afterwards. I might have a lead for you.
Okay, great.
And thank you, everybody, for joining us. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and helps me bring guests like our esteemed Miss Jill Jenson here. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.